Of course, like the cap kit stuff is always brought up to me, and it's like it's such, especially now. I mean, I can't even believe it. The stock stuff. It's insanity that even things like electrolytic capacitors are harder to get, and you cannot. I always know every time I make a video, somebody technically is going to come after me and say, you need to consider the ESR and the this and that, and I'm like, if it was such a consideration, then why didn't Sony put it in this manual as a specification? But that Sony didn't give you everything; they were just giving you enough. And I'm sure that behind the scenes, if you needed like a cap kit, they were going to provide it, right? If you like, you're Save on Pat back in the day working on these things, and Paramount Studios has a problem with their BVM, Sony isn't going to go, hey, go call Mauser and make your own cap kit, right? They're going to go, hey, all right, here's your repair kit, take care of it. So there's a bit of that. So it's always like a mystery, and I have had where. So this is something that I didn't mention in that video. If you do go up on the you can look at it on the cap charts when you're looking at caps to order. It tells you the life expectancy under one column, right? So it says like it'll start at 1,000 hours, and sometimes it'll go up to 10, 20,000 hours. But if you look at the ESR, or basically the ripple current rating of this capacitor, as that tolerance goes up, and like as it has a higher life expectancy, it has a much higher ripple current in it. So
actually, go back. I was watching that video today.
It's not as stable.
Ripple current. Can you explain ripple current to us?
Well, I'm not really the best person to do that part, unfortunately, because I'm just not like
it's a bad
well,
thing?
no, it's just like I'm not that smart at it. It's like not as like ripple current, yes, it's important. It's like when that's more of like an oscilloscope deal where you're trying to figure out the exact current. Like a current has a wavelength, okay? And this goes back to the very first CRTs that were ever made. Were for the oscilloscope back in the 1800s, where you're basically a tube and they pass in a phase beam through it, and then they're using outside magnetism and the environment to stimulate that beam and make it move within the tube. And that's technically the first CRT, because they're shooting a cathode ray into the glass. And so that's where it all starts. And so with the oscilloscope, what you're doing is you're sending you're sending your voltage current or whatever you're measuring with the oscilloscope through that, and then you're pulling it up on a screen and you're watching the wavelength, and it's like a ripple. It's like, so if
the curve, right, the up and down of the wavelength,
and so depending on the device and like the need for the specific current, there may be a tolerance on it where it says it can't be this high vigorous ripple. It needs to be a slower ripple, so you need to have that stabilized. So that might be where some instance where you need to be concerned about your ESR, where your ripple current will be, or if you like repairing a device and you're seeing all this crazy, you read a test point on it and you're seeing all this crazy ripple, and then you may have too high of an ESR, or more likely the caps are bad if it's an original device. But that's something that, that's happened to me before, because I've bought these. I tried one time with a restoration that I did. I mean, this was years ago, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy the best. Oh, Nichicon, big beef caps. Yeah. Beef caps. Like, these are like, the originals I replaced were like this big. These ones are like, beefcake. And they're like, 10,000 hours, maybe even higher than that. And I stuck them in there, and the whole upper half of the monitor looked, I mean, the thing was, is this PVM looked good when I started. So I was like, that's my favorite, when it looks good and you're just like maintaining it, So, but then I put it in and the whole top half of the screen does this. And I was like, oh, what? And I literally took out those two caps that I had changed, and it went back to normal. And I was like, oh, okay. So, a lot of these things you're learning on the fly sometimes, but that was an example of like, yeah, you can't just go and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to order the biggest cap there is for my device. And then not, you might have an instance where you run into some trouble. That's why I try to stay around general use, and then I try to stay. When I'm ordering a capacitor, I try to never go over anything that's like 5,000 hours at 105 degrees Celsius. I always try to look for 105 degrees Celsius, and I'll even go down to like 1,000 or 2,000 hours on that. That's fine, but I'm concerned that it's going to be harder to get 105s, and we're going to have to move to 85s, and then this time next year, that's like
that means we're going to be
like a doomer and gloomer, but that's
we're replacing.
I'm like wondering if I'm wondering if like by if at the same pace that I'm doing things and at the continued pace of the world, there's no one seeing. I haven't heard anybody say, "Oh yeah, we got good stock coming in anytime soon for anything," and I've watched that Mauser site go from a thing that would have a lot of things in it, twice as many parts as it does now, stocked. So, it's like, I mean, I think that it is it does put an emphasis on things to, not wait forever. I found this really killer, old school, like 70s nut. That doesn't sound right. Nut and bolt shelf with like drawers in it that just holds like it's like 40 shelves. And I went and I mean it was disgusting in the back of the garage here, my granddad's old tool collection. And I hosed it off, cleaned it up, and now I've filled it with like all my capacitor stock. So now I just pull a drawer open and grab them. And I'm like, now I want to like fill that up, and have like this awesome stock. And then it's just like a briefcase. So I'll be like, Mr. Hey, I've got CRT's repair on the go, so.
Like the golden case in Pulp Fiction.
It's like the
nerds.
old, or like when the doctor, like 1800s. Oh, call the doctor, and he has to bring in his tool kit. That's one of the things I want.